the Thunder Bay boy who made it good in New York and became a cult figure. His name is Paul Shaffer, and he's the musical director of NBC's Late Night with David Letterman. He's known to millions as the not-so-straight straight man on the David Letterman Show. Shaffer arrived on Letterman after 5 years of playing the piano on Saturday Night Live. He is an outstanding musician, but his real trademark on the show is his special brand of hip zaniness.
Yeah, he's a Willie. Yeah, willy-nilly. Yeah, David Sanborn, what do you got to say? Yeah. Captain Billy, yeah, don't get too silly. Captain Billy, yeah. What do you think?
Shaffer does make it back to Canada every once in a while. He performed in the Tears Are Not Enough video, and last year he hosted the Casby Music Awards with Carol Pope.
We have got an award so hip, it's for the best non-recording artist.
And a couple of months ago, Shaffer teamed up with the loony Martin Short in Short's comedy special.
David Letterman, you have a good choice in Paul Shaffer. Oh, sorry. He is a wise man.
Joining me now, the band leader from Late Night with David Letterman, Paul Shaffer. Now, you were here and in Vancouver to go to the royal dinner. When you were on Late Night with Letterman last week, you were saying just before the dinner that you had to get a pair of black silk socks to go with your tuxedo. Were you able to find any?
I really had the socks. I just wanted to refer to the socks on TV, but I had them. Actually, I had to buy cufflinks, though. I forgot my cufflinks.
What was the dinner like?
It was great. It was, you know, it was the first state dinner I've ever been to.
Did you meet?
Yes, there was a reception first with a lot of dignitaries there, and I was fortunate enough to be in the company of a chap who sort of sneaked me into the reception so that I might meet the.
You weren't in. You couldn't get in without being snuck in.
Well.
You crashed the thing, right?
Lee Richardson, who is the, I believe, the executive assistant to the Prime Minister, sort of got me in. He said, "Come with me. I want you to meet somebody." And the next thing I knew, I was on a, sort of a receiving line, and the Prime Minister and his wife and Prince and Princess were going down the line.
What do you do in those lines? I mean, do you really have a chance to talk with them at all, or is it just sort of a lot of nodding and hello, how are you?
Well, you speak very briefly. This is what happened. I thought that if I was ever going to get to meet Prince and Princess of Wales, there would be somebody. Don't you always hear that there's going to be somebody to brief you on what the proper protocol? There was nobody, of course. Just Lee. He said, "Come in, come with me," and there I was. And then he was gone, and I said, "What do I call him?" And he just called back. He said, "Your Highness," and he was gone. Okay, so at least I knew that. And then the last person I spoke to on the phone before I left New York was Eric Clapton, who I know a little bit. And he was in town recording, and called me up, and he said he'd heard on the show. He said, "I hear you're going to Vancouver to meet the royals." I said, "Yeah." I said, "What should I do?" He said, "Well, whatever you do, don't speak to them first if you get to meet them. They speak first, then you speak." Okay, so that words of Eric Clapton were ringing in my mind, and all of a sudden there's Prince Charles, and nobody knows who I am, because Lee Richardson was gone.
Did you have a name tag on or anything?
No.
Nothing. All right, so you're standing there.
So I'm standing there, he's standing there. So I didn't know what to do, so I broke protocol. I spoke first. I said, "Hello, Your Highness. I'm Paul Shaffer. I'm the musical director of the David Letterman Late Night TV show." He says, "Oh, really? How late?" So I said, 12:30. He says, "Well, count me out." And that was my conversation with Prince Charles.
Now, with Lady Princess Diana, were you able to...
Just a brief. Again, I introduced myself. No. And, she said, "How do you do?" And
all right, well, if those two don't watch, I mean, it's obvious that a lot of people in North America are now watching Late Night. I mean, some people say, well, it's got a cult following.
Thank you very much.
Doesn't it go beyond it's not a cult following anymore? I mean, do you know how many viewers you have?
I have no idea. I don't know. They wouldn't tell me anything like that because then I'd ask for more money. But it's on at 12:30 at night, so I guess the audience is limited anyway.
Yeah. And you guys have done a lot for VCR sales.
I have a lot of people tape us. A lot of people tape us and play us the next morning over breakfast. Yeah. My mom and dad tape every show. Yeah. And they watch it the next day,
In Thunder Bay, right?
Yeah.
Do you ever feel like the Ed McMahon of the 80s? Being a sidekick?
Well, I guess I'm asking for it. There I am. I'm in that spot. I'm like Ed and Doc combined, I guess. I never thought I'd end up that way at such a young age, but I don't know. What am I going to say, you know?
But you're having a good time. You're having a good time.
I'm having a terrific time. You know, my job is to be supportive of David, to give him something to play off, to try to be spontaneous with him. It's terrific. It's an ideal job for me. I got a cute little band. I get to play all my favorite songs, whatever I want to play, and I get to talk on television and converse with David in a very spontaneous manner. I think it's terrific.
You guys friends?
Yeah, we're friends.
Yeah.
We don't hang out extensively, but every once in a while we get together.
It's a great show again.
Thanks.
And congratulations. Thanks for talking to us.
Thank you very much. My pleasure.